Hi, I'm Jackson.
I'm Lauren.
And this is Who It At?
The Masked Singer
And Dancer
Podcast.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Who It At?
The Masked Singer
And Singer Again
Podcast.
Let's go, folks. Season 5, Episode 4. That's what we watched, and that's what you watched,
right.
And we are meeting here together on this evening, or morning, or afternoon, whenever you're listening to it, and we're just gonna have a nice little chat. Yep. Let's sit down around the campfire, sing our campfire songs, and talk about The Masked Singer. What could be better? Before we get into it, before we get into our performances, before we get into our wild card, we're just going to do a few housekeeping things. Number one, please rate and review us on iTunes, preferably 5 stars. In fact, only 5 stars, please, if you can.
If you're mad at us, reach out to us a different way.
Yes, we would prefer that for sure. It doesn't look like we have any new ones. We talked about JMA 11191 last time, right? About the chameleon guess.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. I think it could be Jamal, meaning Jamal. I think we did. They guessed 19th. Chameleon was
Yeah, we
Wiz
probably
Khalifa.
did.
The Jamal, if we messed up, sorry, but we think we talked about it last time. They think Chameleon is someone who we're going to talk about later. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because I think they're right, so I want to wait so I can talk about it. But please do that. We would greatly appreciate it. Help us move up the charts, and the charts are oh so important. If you don't listen on Apple Podcasts, maybe considering liking us on, or following us on our social media pages.
Yeah, at Who Is That Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
At Who Is That Pod. I was going to say at TGL_pod.
We have had some Twitter interaction lately, so we appreciate that.
We have. We've had a lot of Twitter
more later.
Yes. We also, actually, you talk about our Patreon, because I know we've also gotten some emails lately, so I'm going to talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yes, so please join our Patreon club. You can get content from both of our shows, this and also the Green Light. We kind of did a little bit of a pivot on the Green Light, so we actually will be talking about more kind of mainstream film and TV for the majority of the episodes, so that might appeal to some of you. Yeah, so definitely check out the Green Light. Also check out our Patreon for some bonus content.
Yeah, true. So yes, we have gotten some. I'm gonna talk about, so we got emails from Kelly, Consuela, and a different Kelly, I think. Kelly Girl Runs. So thank you all for reaching out to us. We really appreciate it. I am gonna save, actually 2 of these for next week, because they apply to people that are on next week, so remember for us to talk about them. Thank you for emailing us. We didn't email back, because we're bad at doing that, but that's fine. Consuela just said, she's a devoted Masked Singer watcher. I have my opinions also. Fair, we all do. Love you all. Well, we love you too, Consuela.
Thank you.
And Kelly and other Kelly. We love you both. We'll talk about what y'all guessed next week. But yeah, so thank y'all so much for reaching out. If you want to reach out like them, we'll probably talk about it on the podcast and maybe not email you back.
Yeah.
But
Here, wait. Should I talk about our Twitter guesses that we got, or should we save it for when we talk about the people?
Let's save it when we talk about the people.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you for reaching out to us on Twitter. All right, let's jump into it. You talked about, yes. Okay. Let's overall notes about the show. Go.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, I thought our wildcard contestant was awesome.
Yes,
I was
we'll talk
a little
more
sad
about it.
that so the character that, our wildcard was the crab.
Yes.
And just like the fact that it was a crab was kind of spoiled to us, because when we did our Fox Bet Super 6 app for this week.
Which I'm pulling up so we can talk about the
the crab was one of the contestants listed on there, and I was like, oh, well, I guess that's the wild card then.
Yep.
So that was a little disappointing, but the crab was awesome. Gosh, what else? I like the first crush thing. I thought that was fun. I love that they showed an old picture of Nicole.
Yeah. I didn't win $10,000.
Yeah,
Dang.
me neither.
I thought the first crush thing was hilarious with when they showed Nicole and Ken.
Yeah.
I thought that was so sweet.
The picture
that was so
of Ken,
funny.
I was like, is this a Chapel Hill?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looked like it. It was definitely either a Chapel Hill or Duke. Those were North Carolina trees for sure.
Yeah.
So Let's actually talk, unless you have any more.
No?
My only other thing was with Crab, their first impression guesses, and the fishbowl was really cute.
The fishbowl was really cute.
I like it. I like that as well as what was the train? What was that called? What do they call it?
The vault train?
The vault train.
Yeah, I miss the vault train.
I miss the vault train. Vault train and the fishbowl should get together, have a baby. It'd be cute. little
fishbowl on wheels.
Fishbowl on wheels. That would be cute. Anywho, so let's talk about what you could have guessed for on the Fox Super 6 app. Which panelists will get a first impression guess correct Wednesday night? Turns out it was none of them. None of them got it right.
Yeah.
Black Swan will perform a ballad Wednesday night. That was true. And that is the
one.
only one I got out of any of them.
I think I got 3, because at the end I had 3 little tokens that dropped into the opening.
Oh, yeah, that means you got 3.
Yeah.
I only had 1 token. But that's fine. You know what? We push on. Which character's celebrity crush is Selma Hayek? I guessed Piglet.
Me too.
Turned out to be Chameleon.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Which character makes the panel emotional? I guessed Black Swan, going along with the ballad. Most people guessed Black Swan, 34% of people. Only 9% of people guessed the correct person, which was Crab. Do you know who you guessed?
I really don't remember, but I got 3 right, and I've only heard 1 that I got right so far.
Well, let's see if you got these other 2. Will the wild card unseat a current Group B performer Wednesday night? The popular guess was yes. I guessed no, because I thought, they did that last week. They're not going to do it again.
I think I got
They did
yes
it again.
for this. Yeah.
And then who is going to be unmasked on Wednesday night?
I said Chameleon, so I got that wrong.
I said I thought it was going to be Crab, sticking with my previous answer. So since I didn't get that right, I didn't get this one right. And 35% of people actually guessed Grandpa Monster, which is weird. Because before this, I thought it was going to be Chameleon.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Crab.
Me too.
But things change, as such is life. Any other big things before we dive into performances?
Nope.
All right, then let's dive. Let us dive directly over the first performance of the night, because we'll have to come back to that one.
Yep.
No reason why. And let's move on to our first performance of the night in our hearts, Piglet.
Piglet!
So, Piglet, shoot. Let me give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to scroll a bit.
Okay.
Let me scroll a bit. So Piglet sang...
I think it was like
Good to Be Alive.
Oh, no, Good to Be Alive. Never mind.
Parenthesis, Hallelujah by
In
Andy
My
Grammer.
Blood was Black Swan.
Yes, correct. What did you think of Piglet's performance?
I thought it was really good. I think this week he convinced me that he does have vocal training. I
agree.
He has a lot of control. I think his tone is really crisp and clear.
It is.
You know, like it sounds like he's supported. It sounds like he doesn't have vocal damage. It
feels like it's a pop star's voice.
I agree.
To me, because I don't hear like a ton of vibrato and things like that. Like it's very smooth, which I feel like is sort of a trademark of pop singers' voices.
For
so
sure.
I feel like this is a pop singer, maybe a boy bander. We'll talk about it. But yeah, I think I liked this better than their first performance.
Definitely, yeah.
I guess, I don't know. They keep harping on that they only had 4 days to prepare, which I think is interesting, and I wonder why. I wonder if we're ever going to find out why they were so late in picking them.
I'm assuming someone probably like dropped out at last minute.
I guess, yeah. Maybe COVID. Maybe one of them was supposed to be Nick Cannon, and it turns out it isn't. Nick Cannon's going to be a wild card.
Like, a wild card or Cloodle-Doo.
Could be Cloodle-Doo, I guess. But I feel like Cloodle-Doo's going to stay the whole season, and I think they're going to bring Nick Cannon back at some point, right?
I guess.
Or maybe. I don't know. Who knows how much longer we'll have DC Nash.
I will say, I don't think Cloodle-Doo's clues have been very valuable so far.
Yeah, because the only thing Cloodle-Doo talked about here was that there was a rivalry between Piglet and Grandpa Monster.
Piglet, yeah.
And we, knew that.
Yeah, they already talked about that.
Which is weird. What I was going to say, I will say I liked this performance. Robin said this performance was game-changing, and I don't agree.
Yeah, it was good, but it wasn't, a winning performance.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, for the whole season, maybe for tonight.
Yeah. Anything else you have?
Yeah, I think that was all I had for Piglet from a performance standpoint.
All right, well then let's talk about clues. So I actually was able to find an article. Thank you, Entertainment Weekly. I appreciate you. Did you say you?
Entertainment Weekly.
Oh, you. Correct. Good job. So to start the second package, he says he sang a love song the first week to feel right at home on the show. He's shown holding a football and doing jumping jacks and aerobics in a locker room. Says he has a competitive nature that made him a hometown hero. When I got to the big leagues, I never anticipated a lifetime of competition with my arch rivals. Says it just made him work harder and he never throws in the towel. It's Friday night all over again, even on a Wednesday. Clear eyes, full belly, can't lose. That's a Friday Night Lights reference. There's an ink on a whiteboard that says, don't be a ball hog, 3,528 rushing inches per game on it. There's a knight in shining armor, a red blotch on a locker, a football helmet with a horse on it, a football stadium, and a scoreboard with the numbers 50-10, which was how much time. 11. The score was 11-11, and it was third down. It was either third down or third quarter. I can't remember. But they all appear in it. So, Lauren, what are you thinking for old Piglet?
I don't have a great guess. Also, his first crush was Meg Ryan.
His first crush was Meg Ryan. Good call. I appreciate you saying that. He said, look, I'm a romantic. She's the queen of rom-coms. It's a match made in heaven.
Yes.
So,
I don't have a lot of good guesses for Piglet, I'm going to be honest.
I don't either, and I'm going to talk about so we've gotten some people say, and our Twitter confidant saying that they think it is this one specific person, and I'll say who that is in a second. But the thing I wanted to talk about was one clue in particular, and I know I always say don't focus on one clue in particular, but this one seems like a big one. The 3,528 rushing inches a game. I think that means inches. Because if you convert inches to yards, which is how, football is typically talked about and like how many yards you get, that is 98 yards a game.
Yeah.
And one of the people who we have been suggested to was the lead singer of 98 Degrees. And that person is Nick Lachey.
Yes.
And we've talked about, I think I mentioned, once again, it's a boy bander. Like,
yeah.
We've sort of been touring around the idea.
Nick Lachey in previous seasons, too.
Nick Lachey, I feel like is
Crocodile.
Another person who should go in the swear jar of Masked Singer, because they've been guessed plenty of times. And now it quite possibly may be, because I think that one's pretty clear. It does seem like I know they flash it up quick, and you do have to definitely do some quick maths, and it's a roundabout way of getting there. But 98, I don't know, that feels 98 degrees. It feels intentional.
It feels like it's not that much of a stretch to change inches to yards when you're thinking about it in terms of football.
That's what I'm saying. It almost feels like 2 on the nose to me.
Well, it's also, too, the fact that whatever number they put up is divisible by 36 evenly, is kind of wild in the first place. So it feels intentional.
Yeah, that's definitely intentional, and I think 98 means something. What it means, whether it means 98 degrees, which,
whether it means someone born in 1998, someone who had a big milestone in 1998.
Exactly. That is to be determined.
Yes.
So, because of that news, I'm going to, even though it's probably Nick Lachey, I am going to say Donnie Wahlberg, because I want that to happen.
I do want that to happen.
What happened to Donnie Wahlberg in 1998?
I probably still have to go Nick Lachey, but I really did try to do some deep diving into this. So, I looked up 3528 before we knew that it was just needed to be converted to yards. And all I found, 3528, just Googling it, is it's like a type of LED light. So I tried to be like, celebrities with initials LD, then I'd look for the middle name later. Because if you just look up LED, it just gives you the lights.
Sure.
Could not find anyone.
Okay.
So I looked up 5010, and I found some Smokey Robinson album that said A Tear for Clowns or something like that, and there was a clown nose in this. So I was like, okay, Smokey Robinson's son, Trey Robinson, is apparently in the NFL, but he's not really that famous, so probably not Trey Robinson.
Sure.
But I tried.
You did try. You certainly did try.
Tried real hard.
Yes, you did. Also, Donnie, one thing, I was saying the only boy band who performed at a halftime show that I could see was New Kids on the Block, right?
Yeah.
He was in New Kids on the Block.
That's true.
But
you did that, didn't you?
I did. I just, my mind is mush tonight. My brain is smooth right now. I think... my first thought was it's a boy band who performed at a halftime show. But the whole clue package was based around football. It wasn't just a small thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not as attached to that as I once was.
Yeah,
I don't know what those other numbers mean.
Package, it almost feels more like a theme rather than a clue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that definitely I agree.
I do think it's definitely probably not an athlete because there's just too much football in this.
There's also, like, once again, I think this person is probably trained.
Yeah. And also, like, unless, the only thing I could think of, because he talked about, like, oh, it's Friday night, even though it's a Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah.
I could see it being someone who maybe played football in high school.
Yeah, for sure.
And then pursued singing or something beyond that.
You know what? It's Coach Taylor on Friday Night Lights. What's his name? He's also in Godzilla vs. Kong, which we watched last night. So, you know, it could Kyle Chandler. My other guess is Kyle Chandler.
Okay.
For Coach Taylor.
Sounds good. But yeah, thank you. I think your name is pronounced Adrienne Celeste, who is always tweeting at us all of her guesses. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do. We appreciate you. So yeah, that's Piglet talk. We'll see where he goes from here. I will say, I think I said this last week, on the tier of boy banders that we've had on, he's still probably lower on my list. Or boy banders / like pretty boy pop stars.
Sure.
Who once were.
Because
Jesse McCartney is still and will forever be in my number one for that category.
Pretty iconic.
Yeah. And I don't consider Chris Daughtry a pretty boy bander. Even though technically Daughtry, I mean, it's an all-boy band.
But, like, it's not pop, though, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's move on to our next person who we're also confused about who they are, but are very impressed. Black Swan saying, "In My Blood" by Shawn Mendes.
Yes. A lot of Shawn Mendes on the season
Shawn
so
Mendes gets a lot of play on The Masked Singer.
He has made a lot of money off the show, and he probably has not been on it.
Are you suggesting that he might be on this season?
You never know. He might be a wild card.
He might be a wild card. You're right. What did you think of Black Swan's performance, Lauren?
I thought it was great. I mean, she sounds great. I think she was my second favorite performance tonight.
As she was singing, I was like, there's no way anyone's going to top this. And someone ended up topping it.
Yeah.
But I think this might have been the most technically technically impressive performance of the night, I would say. I really like her voice. I think she's so strong.
Yeah, her voice sounds so familiar, and I just can't place it.
It really does. It really does. And a couple people have suggested a person to us that we will talk about in a second. So, and it could be her, but Lauren and I both aren't super familiar with her, and we got hazed for it this evening.
We did.
But that's fine. Let's talk about the clues, because, I mean, she was great. Black Swan was great. It didn't... I will say, until something happened late in the evening tonight, I just haven't really been, like, not a one contestant has grabbed me yet and said, love me.
No, I agree.
Love me for who I am.
There haven't been a lot of, like, incredibly impressive performances yet this season.
And I don't know if it's even, like, incredibly impressive for me, because, like, I think this one was very impressive. I think other ones have been very impressive. Just none have, like, tugged at my heartstrings. I just haven't loved any single contestant yet enough.
Yeah.
Like, I really like RoboPine, but at the same time I haven't, like, latched onto him as I feel like I have with some people in the previous seasons.
No, for sure. I mean, like, no one will ever top Rottweiler in my book, but
yeah, I mean, like, I feel like every season, like, season 1 there was Monster, season 2 there was Rottweiler, even Fox for some people, even though Rottweiler's better for us.
Like season 3 there was Turtle.
Season 3 there was Turtle. Last season there was
Sun.
There was Sun and Serpent. Like, there were a couple people I was able to latch on to.
I really love Seahorse too.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just need a little more time to let them sink in. But anyways, let's talk about some clues for Black Swan. Give me 1 second. I'm going. Gosh darn it. Okay, here we go. She said, the judges' week 1 comments made her want to put into words how thankful I am to the person who gave me life and the confidence to start this journey. Says the road hasn't always been easy, and the higher she flew, the harder it was for this person to keep up. The hardest decision of her life was to let that person go. Eventually, we were able to fly back into each other's lives just like the birds of a feather do. I'm thankful we never gave up on each other. Some of the visual clues, there were scales with 1 black swan and 1 white swan, a heart, a rowboat, a photo frame, a penny and a nickel, 6 cents, a globe, and a letter that says thank you with a lipstick mark on it all appear in this second clue package. Lauren, who you got? Who you got?
That's a good question. Well, so, okay, I saw the nickel and the penny, and I thought, Sixth Sense.
Yep.
So I looked up the cast of The Sixth Sense, 1999 movie. Toni Collette and Olivia Williams are both in that.
I would love if this was Toni Collette.
I would be shook if this was Toni Collette. But then I also saw the scales, which made me think it was a Libra, right? So I looked up women celebrities Libras. Gwen Stefani came up. They talked about maybe this person was a judge. I don't know.
Okay. Oh.
I wouldn't be mad about it being Gwen Stefani because she was a judge on The Voice.
That's not bad at all.
And she's a Libra.
What do you think The Voice? You think The Voice matches up?
I'd have to listen to Black Swan's performance again because I literally just looked up women celebrities Libras. I just thought of that. So
sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to look at other people on this list. Halsey is a Libra. It's not Halsey.
Yeah, it's probably not Halsey.
Bella Thorne's a Libra.
I want it
Swan.
to be Halsey.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of other big ones that I think could be this person. So yeah, Gwen Stefani, I think might be my guess, actually.
Gwen Stefani's a good guess, and it's different from what we've gotten. So what we have gotten from our Twitter friend and our housemate Will, they think that this is JoJo, the singer from the 2000s. She was in Aquamarine. Which the only, one thing that off the top of my head, there was the blue swan, kind of an aqua color.
Okay.
Look at me.
That's
an aqua color. So maybe that could be it. The only other thing, there was the six, obviously, Sixth Sense, which I feel like means more, but the six, she was offered a record deal at age 6. So, that could potentially be something.
For sure.
I am not sure what the whole, this person who's been in my life, etc., etc.
It sounds like someone who outgrew somebody in their life, you know?
Yeah. I'm just trying to... Oh, wait. Ooh, wait.
What?
Ooh, wait.
Is it JoJo?
Wait. It might be. As you know, I was harping on the red card clue last week. Someone who was... maybe had some relation to soccer. She dated American soccer player Freddie Adu from May 2005 to September 2006. That seems like a small part of her life, though, to be such a large clue.
Yeah, unless that's the person she left behind. I don't know. That's the person.
But then she came back.
Or...
She came back to this person, they said.
Oh, never mind them.
I don't know. She was in the movie RV, too. Which I don't know if there are any RV clues. But yeah, Freddie Adu, let's talk about Freddie Adu for a second. He was supposed to be the next big United States soccer player. He was supposed to save U.S. soccer. Freddie Adu did not do that. Freddie Adu was very overhyped. I think Freddie Adu actually would be a perfect person to bring on The Masked Singer. I don't think enough people would know him. But he was all the rage there in 2005 and 2006 probably, is around the time I think he was big. But I digress. So I think JoJo's a pretty good guess. However, I still think it could go in a couple different directions at this point. I don't think, and I would say this for a lot of, people now. The clues are broad enough that it could be multiple different people.
For sure. And I think especially with Black Swan, she's good enough that they don't have to get super specific with the clues yet.
Exactly. And I hope they don't. I hope they throw something at us and be like, whoa, it's probably not JoJo.
If they throw JoJo Siwa on a clue package or T-Rex, I'll be mad.
Yeah, that one would be too obvious. But yeah, we'll see. Anything else about Black Swan, JoJo?
I don't think so.
Or Gwen Stefani?
We'll see.
Could be good. All right, moving on to our next performance of the night, a Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Let me look up Chameleon real quick because I forgot exactly what they rapped this evening.
They did rap this evening.
21 Questions by 50 Cent and Nate Dogg, featuring Nate Dogg. I'll go ahead and start with Chameleon's performance. I dug it. I dug all the way out of it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. This person clearly has rapping as a strength.
Yes, they do. And, week 1, they went with a Nelly song. And, Nelly is a rapper, but Nelly also is a singer. And so it was a song that had a lot of singing in it. And, it was fine. I very much enjoyed this performance. Once again, they were playing to their strengths.
Yeah, much more in his wheelhouse, for sure.
I agree. And I think he's shown, and you could tell he was more comfortable, I feel like, too.
Yeah.
That was more in his element. You could just tell that this person was doing probably what they do in real life, and as these clues really pointed to, almost certainly what they do in real life.
Yes.
So, shall we talk about some of those clues I mentioned?
Yeah.
All right. He says he had to stand out and let his flow shine in week 1. Flow, rapper? Or progressive commercials. Says his whole life has been about embracing his uniqueness, and he's wanted to help others shine too. Someone inseparable to him was attacked for who she was when they were younger, but he helped to lift her up until she ultimately learned to embrace what made her unique. Then tragedy struck. She was taken from him. It was the most difficult thing he's ever faced. Now he honors her memory by fighting for those who don't feel accepted. Says he wants everyone to be proud, showing their colors. There was cheese and a graduation cap, the word bonjour, a dress form, I don't know.
With a measuring tape on it.
Yes,
yeah.
with a measuring tape on it. A taxi with peaches on it. A picture of a chameleon with a halo, which he is a chameleon, but yes. And a rainbow paintbrush all appear in the second package. Also, his first crush was Selma Hayek. I've got a thing for hot ladies, and this chick right here is smokin'. Smokin', keyword there. Do you mind if I talk about this one?
Sure.
Or, I mean, do you have a guess other than the person that I think we're both thinking of?
I mean, no. I did do a little bit of research just because they had the rainbow paintbrush, a lot of rainbow stuff. I was like, okay, this is someone who is probably an LGBTQ plus ally.
Yes.
But when I first looked up, this person who we think it is, and like LGBTQ plus, it said that he thought that eating a banana could make you gay. So I was like, that's not great. But then I also saw that this person had a trans sister who died. So
yes.
That definitely matches up with the clue package.
Yeah, so we got this guess thrown at us, and, you know, after hearing this person rap,
we're like, yeah.
There's no doubt of who this is. Also, their body type makes sense. So yeah. Wiz Khalifa was thrown out to us, and Wiz Khalifa, I think, is a very good guess, especially after these clues that we were given. Like Lauren said with, he had a trans sister. Also, this person was smoking. Wiz Khalifa, very much known for smoking weed. There was the whole stuff with the tape measurer and the whatever,
dress form.
The dress form. If you turn that into Taylor, Taylor Gang is a record label that Wiz Khalifa started. Also,
Jackson's dancing over here.
I am. The graduation cap, I think, is a reference to Mac and Devin Go to High School, which is it was like a movie that he and Snoop Dogg did. And then I don't know what the peach is. He might be from Georgia. I don't know.
Maybe.
He's
what
born
the cheese would be?
He was born in North Dakota. I don't know what the cheese would be.
North Dakota?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
Black and yellow. Yellow for
maybe.
cheese. I'm kidding. I don't think that's it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Wiz Khalifa. Period.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't there like an Amber Rose type clue? Because he was married to Amber Rose for 3 years.
Yeah. Not in this clue package, maybe in the other one.
Okay. Well, that's him. It's almost certainly Wiz Khalifa. So welcome to the Masked Singer, Wiz Khalifa. It's cool. I think he should continue rapping. Like, I know it'll like, it's very obvious who he is.
Of course it gives him away, but like...
But like, if he wants to stay in this competition, because it's tough, because it's up against Piglet, Black Swan, Chameleon, and then our wildcard, and our wildcard kind of showed out tonight, as we're about to talk about. He's gonna have to stay in his wheelhouse. I don't sing.
Yeah.
Wiz, don't sing.
Don't try.
Yeah, my guy, like, do what you're good at. And it's been, I'll say it's been a little while since Wiz has released any music. So, which is fine. Like, you know, he had his time where he was big. Black and Yellow was the biggest song ever when it came out, so.
Yeah. You know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and... Yeah, especially as a Steelers fan.
Yeah, true.
Black and yellow.
I mean, he started his musical career in Pittsburgh, so.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of a nod to Pittsburgh.
Well, it absolutely was, yeah.
So.
Anyway, let's move on to our wild card.
Shall we? Let's do it.
We shall. The crab.
Okay, the crab. Let's go ahead and just talk about crab's overall look, overall vibe, see what we think about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I gotta say, the color scheme of Crab's costume is a little weird. The
Really?
mustache is also a little weird.
The only thing about this costume that is weird to me is the mustache.
But see, I think the mustache could be fun. Like, I almost feel like they were going for a little bit of Mr. Krabs vibe, because doesn't he have a mustache? He just has the little crab things that kind of stick out, right?
I don't think he has a mustache.
I feel like he has something that sticks out like a mustache.
I mean, he has the little nose. He has his little nose, but he doesn't have a mustache.
I guess As a child, I always saw that as a mustache.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just like the color scheme was a little strange, I thought. The blue and pink.
I don't know. I truly didn't mind it. Really, the only thing that threw me off was the mustache. But I kind of dug the color scheme. I thought it was a really cool looking costume. Like, I actually really liked the costume overall.
Okay.
To be honest. If it's my opinion that we're talking about, which I guess we are, because I'm speaking.
There you go.
But yeah, so let's talk about Crab's performance. Crab sang, let me see. Oh, Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers.
Yes. Oh my God. It was so good.
It was very good. I was super impressed. And once again, I think Black Swan had the best technical performance of the night. This one, I think, was the first time that I was like, man, I'm kind of falling in love with this contestant because of how they're singing.
Yeah.
Like,
Same.
I think the clue package helped because it set it up being very emotional. And then Crab really knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely.
With this song. And I think if they can continue this, if they can continue being the emotional favorite, the fan favorite, they're going to make it a long time.
Yeah, I agree.
I really do.
Yeah, I really do think that, like, because we just talked about Chameleon. Chameleon's going to have a tough time having to get past Crab, Black Swan, and Piglet to get to the Super Six.
Yeah, I don't know if he can do it.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, I could unfortunately see, there's two paths, I feel like, for Crab, right? I feel like one of them is he continues down this road, he continues to do really well, be an emotional favorite, etc. Or he could go down the path of, I think this person is probably a little bit older, they can maybe try something that's a bit out of their wheelhouse, and, maybe it's just time to go, maybe it's time to go home.
Yeah.
So I think it could be one of two things, but I hope it's the former, because I would very much like to see Crab go on and prosper.
I hope he impresses us enough.
I hope he does too. So good for you, Crab. You killed it tonight.
Boom.
Let's talk about the clue package.
I have a guess for this one.
Lauren has a pretty good guess for this one. All right. All my life I dreamed of being a star, and I was blessed that my dream came true in a flash. Says everyone wanted to be like him, and he felt like a king crab. Has had lots of tragedy in his life. It's been a struggle dealing with the darkness that has followed me and my family. Says they've been through so many twists and turns and traumas, but the love of his family gives him strength. Some visual clues were a broken mirror, a jellyfish, a calculator with 2 + 3 on it, athletic rap, the Mona Lisa, Season 1's Bee, which was Gladys Knight, and Season 2's Butterfly. I think we missed that. Michelle
I missed
Williams.
that one.
All appear in the first package, yeah.
Okay.
So, Lauren, go ahead with your guess, because I think it's
I
good.
will. Okay, so the first thing that struck me was he said his dreams came to him like in a flash, right?
Yeah.
So I thought,
Yeah.
okay, TV show Flash.
I guessed Grant Gustin immediately, and it was very incorrect.
Well, so this is definitely like a little bit of an older guy.
Yeah.
So I looked up Flash cast members, and one person that stuck out to me was Jesse L. Martin. Now, I've never watched The Flash, but I know Jesse L. Martin because he originated the role of Tom Collins in the Broadway musical Rent.
Yes.
And I love Rent.
Yeah.
I love Jesse L. Martin. He's great. So this is a guy who can sing, and he sounds like this. And he's in The Flash. That clue scans. I don't really know about his family, like his personal life. I do know that there was a lot of tragedy surrounding Rent because Jonathan Larson died like right before the show opened.
Sure. Yeah.
Who was, the writer, creator of Rent. There was a calculator with 2 + 3. I don't know about those numbers specifically, but I do know that his character in Rent was like a math whiz.
Sure.
And then I'm not sure about Michelle Williams. I'll have to look up that because I missed that. But with Gladys Knight, he narrated a documentary called The American Masters that had a lot of different performances. One of them was by Gladys Knight.
Okay.
So that's like kind of just a connection there between the two of them. And
Sure.
Yeah, that's all I got. I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that is pretty solid. I don't really have a good guess. I feel like I'm sorry.
I can carry the team on this one.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to carry the team on this one. My initial guess, when I heard I was thinking Flash, and I was like, Flash seems a bit on the nose for it to be someone who actually played the Flash, and it's not Grant Gustin. I was thinking Dwayne Wade's nickname when he was in the NBA was Flash. Like, he was nicknamed the Flash.
That's good.
I don't think Crab is quite tall enough to be Dwayne Wade. I also feel like this person is a little older than Dwayne Wade. I mean, there were athletic raps, which I guess could make sense for him. I don't like 2 plus 3. 23 was like Michael Jordan's number, but
Yeah.
it could be Michael Jordan. I don't know. I do think this person actually probably was a singer though. I know our Twitter friend and one of the judges guessed Bobby Brown.
Yeah, and then they also guessed
Lenny
Johnny
Kravitz
Gill.
and Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I just don't know if they would tip their hand that quickly on the first episode.
Yeah, for sure, because they're going to be here for a little while. That's really my only
Yeah.
hesitation with those guesses is
Yeah.
just that, it seems weird that they wouldn't cut those judges' guesses so early in the game.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just trying to throw us off.
Yeah.
Period. All right, yeah, Crab. We hope to see you prosper.
Yes. Live long and prosper, Crab.
Yes. All right, let's talk
Let's get
about
to our first performance of the night.
which is our last in our minds,
Grandpa Monster.
Grandpa Monster. So let's
Okay.
talk about Grandpa Monster's performance first before we
Yes.
get into clues, who
He
this
did,
is.
Reputation by Joan Jett and the Black Cards.
Yes.
And I think that after knowing who this is, Joan Jett has the right to go kill this person for singing her song.
Kill is strong. Kill is
Okay.
strong. Let's not put that on the air. But I'm not cutting it, so it's gonna stay.
It's there.
This performance, in my mind, was a downgrade from last week.
I agree. I think the Grandpa Monster was a lot more fun last week.
Yeah.
And this one, I think he tried to do something that was maybe a little vocally too challenging.
Yeah.
And he was a little cracky.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know, I feel like his gimmick almost ran out a little bit. I feel like week one it was like, oh, he's got the crazy legs, he's running around, he's fun. And he kind of did the same thing this week, and it was
Yeah.
like, all right, this is kind of old, do something new, my guy. And he didn't, and that's probably why he got off. Yeah, his
Well, and
vocals
also,
were
too,
great.
Chameleon just kind of brought it, and the wild card was good. So he really had no chance.
Yeah, exactly. So that it made sense. It was the perfect storm for Grandpa Monster to go out. One thing that I didn't notice about Grandpa Monster that I noticed as he was getting unmasked is he had a bald spot on the top of
Yeah.
his head,
I
and
didn't-
that was disturbing.
Yeah, I didn't notice that till a little earlier tonight, and I was like, ugh.
It is horrifying. I'm gonna think about that tonight in my dreams. It's gonna come up. It's gonna flash in my mind. Wake up sweating in tears because of Grandpa Monster's bald spot.
Oh my god.
But I digress. Let's talk a little bit about some clues that we got, shall we?
We shall.
Okay. Where does the second one start? It usually tells me. Okay. He said he hasn't felt this free since stranding himself in the wild, cast away just to see if he could survive. He was left without food, shelter, and surrounded by wild creatures. He says he was terrified. It was definitely a challenge, but he made it out by the skin of his 3 teeth. He says he's traveled the world and sold out arenas. Not even that pesky Piglet can stand in his way, because when he talks the talk, he walks the walker, baby. Some visual clues. There was a picture of a man in a suit doing the splits, a la Jean-Claude Van Damme style. A compass with a W on it, a boxer dog, an airplane, a Santa hat, a yellow muscle car toy, and a bullseye target with Piglet in the middle all appear in the second clue package. Do we
and
want
his first
to...
crush was The Rock.
His first crush was The Rock, because he was big, he had muscles, and he was bald.
Yes.
I still don't get some of these clues, but...
Yeah.
Shall we talk about who this was?
I guess.
3, 2, 1.
Logan Paul.
So, if you don't know who Logan Paul is, I would say if you're over, I don't know, like 35, you might not have a good idea
Yeah.
who
I feel like
Logan
if you're
Paul
over
is.
35 or maybe like under, like if you're still in high school or younger, you might not also know who he
No,
is.
you definitely know who Logan Paul is if you're in high school. Logan Paul's still, I feel like, well known enough.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. He got hard canceled.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
well, like, yes, but not enough. You know?
Mhm.
Apparently
Apparently not enough because you made it on this show.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, so Logan, a big YouTuber. He started out on Vine, transitioned into YouTube. He has a podcast now. They called him a boxer too, though all he's done is celebrity fights. He fought another YouTuber twice, and he apparently has a fight against Floyd Mayweather. And
he might die. I'm going to be honest. He
Well,
might die.
the only thing with the Mayweather fight is he's significantly bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Like, a lot of Floyd Mayweather's like, he's like 140 pounds. Like, he's not a big dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously Floyd Mayweather has never lost a professional fight. Logan Paul has had 2 professional fights, I put in quotes. So we'll see. But yeah, that was what sort of sealed the deal for me, because we had the clues from last week, and then seeing the boxer, I was like, all right, this is one of the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be Jake, because Jake actually has a more recent upcoming fight that's even closer than Logan's potential fight. But it was Logan.
Yeah.
So yeah, as Lauren said, Logan has not been the best.
Well, because he's saying, like, bad reputation, right?
Yes.
But I'm just like...
You have a bad reputation for a reason, son.
Yeah. So if you don't know, he basically went to this place in Japan that's, like, kind of commonly known as the suicide forest, and just, like... Just made fun of it. Like, it was really gross. Made fun of people who had committed suicide, you know?
It was a super distasteful video. That was...
It was a few years ago.
I want to say 2017. I don't know why that's sticking in my mind.
Sounds right.
But sometime around then, and then obviously he got backlash for it, as he should have. But once again, I mean, unfortunately, he is still very much, I feel like, in the spotlight, especially in the YouTube world.
Yeah.
He still, I mean, he has millions of subscribers.
And I don't remember if it was him or his brother. I think it was him that did that, like, video of him doing splits in, like, places around the world or whatever.
Oh, well, then that makes sense with the splits.
Well, because that's what I was saying with the splits. Like, it was one of the Paul brothers did a video that was, like, him doing splits in a bunch of places around the world.
Oh, well, that totally makes sense. Yes, that was Logan Paul.
That's what I thought. Okay. Because he has that stupid hair.
Yes,
so.
I mean, they both kind of have stupid hair.
Well.
Yes. So,
anyway.
If you had a bet on whether Lauren or I was going to get mad at this unmasking, let's hope you picked yes. No, I'm not like mad at it. I'm a little just disappointed.
Well, I just like, it's, I don't know. I'm kind of just annoyed that the Masked Singer gave him a platform. I think is my big thing.
Yeah.
You know?
But
whatever. Like, because it's almost like, he had the whole thing. It was like, oh, my reputation's bad. It's like, it's almost like the Masked Singer tried to give him a redemption arc, and I don't think he deserves one. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree. And now I will say, Logan Paul has actually put out, like, some things on his podcast recently that, I mean, he had the correct take on some things that have been happening, but that doesn't excuse his bad things. And once again, hopefully he is changed. Hopefully he has grown. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, he's still not great. Like, he is moving to Puerto Rico to avoid tax breaks and kind of causing gentrification. Like, not causing gentrification in that way, you know? So it's not the best, not the person I would love to see. I imagine they're trying to appeal to a younger audience, which is why he was on.
Sure.
But, hopefully you're a better man, Logan Paul. Come on the podcast to discuss. Actually...
No, I don't want him here.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm sorry. It's like, I was like, we don't even need that clout.
It's like, I was mad at the Kermit reveal, but you know what? If Kermit wants to come on the show...
Bro, Kermit come on the show. Kermit, come on the podcast to discuss your time on The Masked Singer. Your historied acting, singing, producing, directing career. We'd love to have you on the show, Kermit.
But not Logan Paul.
Not Kermit only. Kermit only is the only guest we want on this podcast. Anyone else, sorry. So Grandpa Monster, I kind of wish it was Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel, actually. But, oh well.
Oh well. That's okay.
Oh well. So that's the episode. Next week, what do we got next week?
I think we're going to the Group A finals next week.
I, for some reason, thought it was back to Group B.
Is it? I have no idea. That was not grounded in fact, what I just said.
Let me look up and see if there is a...
That was, for those of you who do not like wrestling, that was Ronda Rousey's entrance music for the brief time she was in the WWE.
Yes. Masked Singer Season 5, what am I looking for? Schedule.
Yes.
Schedule. This is great
Schedule.
Podcasting. Great, perfect podcasting. Don't mind me. I'm just looking this up.
Unlistenable.
You gotta talk. You gotta speak.
No.
Stop.
Oh, no.
Okay. We onto something. No, we're not.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Someone tweet at us, please.
We'll figure out what we're doing next week, and we will bring it to you.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna watch the show. Like, it's
yeah.
not gonna be...
And we will read those emails.
Yes, we will. We will read those emails.
Yeah, if you have some guesses, drop them in our Apple Podcast reviews. 5 stars, please.
Yeah, please.
And
Pretty please.
Yeah. Feel free to email us, DM us, tweet us.
Yeah.
Instagram message us.
Yep.
Anything.
We'll read it. Okay.
We'll read it.
Let's I gotta do something with my life right now. Okay. So
We'll see you next week.
Jackson Campbell
And Lauren Hunkley.
This is
The Masked Singer.
And Singer again.